DDT. DDT is a term that everyone has heard, but very few actually know what it is. DDT, dichloral diphenyl trichloroethane, a synthetic insecticide that was used extensively in agriculture and in the control of insect-borne diseases all over the world. DDT was first used to protect Allied soldiers and civilians against typhus during World War II by killing body lice. At first, the USDA decided that before DDT could officially be used and/or recommended for use, they needed to know more about its possible toxicity. However, shortly after, limited use was permitted even though more evidence suggested that DDT might have some acute toxic effects on birds and other animals by being stored in animal fat and then excreted through milk. However, as it always is, when companies are given an inch, they take a mile. Between 1940 and 1980, at least 4 billion pounds of DDT were used, and the annual use peaked in 1964 with a collected 440,800 tons.
The DDT was dropped indiscriminately on ponds and waterways, livestock, even on children.
DDT acts as a nerve poison for insects. It was used to control obviously mosquitoes, but also elm bark beetles, lice, gypsy moths, and many other types of insects. DDT was sprayed by planes, trucks, and even handheld devices. Although the usage of DDT began in the 40s, the majority of people did not realize the magnitude of its negative effects until the 60s and 70s. At first, DDT was very effective in killing the desired insects, but at the same time, it killed many beneficial insects such as bees or spiders.
Unless we do bring these chemicals under better control, we are certainly headed for disaster.
When one hears about DDT, one almost always also hears of Rachel Carson. Rachel Carson was one of the first and obviously one of the most well-known scientists who protested the use of DDT.
In the small town of West Southport in Maine, a biologist called Rachel Carson received a letter from a friend telling her that all the birds in her garden had died soon after the sprayers had flown over. Carson started investigating. She discovered that the indiscriminate spraying of pesticides was killing not just pests, but insects beneficial to agriculture.
Carson's book, Silent Spring, published in 1962, helped to create worldwide concern for environmental preservation. It was a bestseller and eventually led to the 1973 U.S. ban on DDT, as well as restrictions and bans in other countries.
We poison the caddisflies in a stream, and the poison travels from link to link of the food chain, and soon the birds of the lake margins become its victims, and the following springs are silent of robin song.
Rachel Carson died of cancer in 1964, but she was later awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She will forever be known for her actions in the fight against DDT. Carson realized that one of the most horrible and lasting effects of DDT was its effect on birds, especially raptors. The high levels of DDT in the bird's tissues altered the calcium processes, therefore resulting in the production of eggs with extremely fragile and thin shells. This was a horrible blow to the populations of many birds. The young were never hatched because the eggs were crushed during incubation. Therefore, population numbers plummeted. Certain species were hit harder than others, such as brown pelicans, peregrine falcons, ospreys, and the bald eagle. Many of these birds are just now today finally beginning to rebound from the effects of DDT. Although today we may look back upon the use of DDT and think, how could people have been so stupid to spray this chemical on their children, in their houses? And yet today these risks still exist. They are just from different sources.